This news update is brought to you by
our valued partners for the BT Cropover Superstar Competition: Flow, Banks, the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Izumi Media, and Liberty Store.
It's Thursday, July 16, and time for the Barbados Today Afternoon Update. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good afternoon. Barbadians were put on alert today for aftershocks and a potential local tsunami after the island was rattled by a 6.5 magnitude earthquake at 11:16 this morning, the second in 4 hours. The first quake of 5.7 occurred at 1 minute past 7 a.m. Acting Director of the Department of Emergency Management Services, Kerry Hines, spoke on local radio moments after the earthquake occurred.
There can be a series of quakes, there can be a series of tremors. There can be differences in intensity and the magnitude of these. It is a case where, just like this morning, we would have had the 5.7, and you can have one with a greater or lesser magnitude.
She also advised residents on what measures to take when an earthquake occurs.
You have to be mindful of your surroundings and look to see if there's anything around you that may fall during the quake that may injure you. The idea is that if you are inside and you cannot get outside, if you are inside, you drop cover and you cover your head to shield your head, and you hold for the period of the shake. That is if you are inside. We always advocate if you're inside, stay inside until the shaking subsides. If you are outside, you have to stay away from the glass buildings, electricity poles. Just go into an area, a clear, open area, and be mindful that there may be cracks around you.
The second quake sent workers around the country scampering out of offices and other buildings. At our warrants office, we also felt the quake, and several workers in buildings in the area spoke to us about their experience.
Terrifying. I mean, the whole building started to shake. It was 5 seconds it lasted the first time. Thought it was just probably the guys doing some work to the right of the building, but then it started to shake again. Then we realized, you know what, this is normal.
My colleague here claims she felt something, dragged me out of the building, but I didn't feel anything.
Our building just shook. We were at the top of the building and it just went from side to side. So that was kind of scary.
It's scary because if they had one this morning, they had one now. Only God knows what will happen later on today or during the course of the weekend, months to come. So yeah, it kind of makes it a little afraid.
Well, I was driving and I felt something, but nothing that I was thinking that was happening, you know. But then my daughter called and let me know that she was home by herself and she felt this trembling and she was scared. So yeah.
When they look over, then see the people next door running out. So then I asked what happened. So then they said that they feel a little shake, but I didn't actually feel anything on the ground.
I felt a little dizzy, but other than that, I didn't really feel it like how everybody else did.
I only noticed it after, only started to feel, because I started to feel a little bit dizzy. It's only after one of the girls from the group said, y'all guys, is the building shaking? So it's only then I started to connect the two, but I just felt a little dizzy, but I didn't run and panic. I stayed until everybody else had run out, and then I walked down the stairs.
There are reports that the country also felt a third tremor at about 11:36, and we'll update you as more information comes to hand. In other news, workers at the Sanitation Service Authority are back off the job this morning. The disgruntled workers say they have not been paid and they want answers. Shop steward Hugh Smith says they are now waiting word from management, and until then, operations at the Wildy headquarters will remain at a standstill.
The superintendent indicated that the workers were supposed to be paid, but somehow or other, the workers were not paid. We have to get to the bottom of this, and until when we get to the bottom of this, the workers have been advised not to go so that we can resolve this issue.
The offices of the National Union of Public Workers remained under lockdown today as investigations continue into a suspicious package. According to NUPW President Akani McDowell, the envelope, which contained a powdery white substance, was addressed to Acting General Secretary Roslyn Smith and was reportedly opened by a member of her administrative staff. Several of them were examined by medical personnel last night. Meantime, uncertainty continues over whether the retrenchment letters of 10 former BIDC employers have been revoked. Our Emmanuel Joseph has the latest.
The management of the state-owned Barbados Investment and Development Corporation is reporting this afternoon that there is no resolution to its dispute with the National Union of Public Workers in regard to the retirement letters issued to 10 employees over the age of 60. In fact, Chairman Benson Straker went so far as to say that its offer to the union during the subcommittee meeting of the Social Partnership on Tuesday was clear when it said it would not act on the letters. Without spelling it out, he suggested that the offer did not mean a withdrawal of the letters. Straker told Barbados Today that was why it offered to meet with the union as early as the next day to resolve the dispute in the shortest possible time. He said the BIDC had delivered correspondence to the NUPW inviting it to meet yesterday, but was up to this afternoon still awaiting a response. Efforts to reach the leaders of the National Union of Public Workers this morning proved futile. Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
Thanks, Manny. And word is that the emergency meeting scheduled for this afternoon between NUPW and its members is now off. Evangelical churches in Barbados come out strongly against same-sex marriage in the country. In fact, the religious leaders are warning lawmakers against following in the footsteps of the United States and legalizing such unions. The call came earlier today from pastors of the Prayer Network at a press conference at Restoration Ministries.
As a church, we need to adopt a posture of love, compassion, and understanding, not condemnation, ridicule, or hostility. Neither will be condoned or compromised. Secondly, I think a hotline should be set up so that individuals who are struggling with attraction for the same sex can call into a hotline without giving their names and express themselves and be helped by spiritual counselors or professional counselors, social counselors, and other social activists who are willing to counsel people and help them through this process.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados, my babe. Got to understand, yeah. My Barbados, my babe. Ain't nothing like a cool bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my babe.
On the regional scene, Guyana's top cop hits back at critics who say that his force does not have a handle on crime in the country. We get more in this Capital News report.
The largest increase that we have seen occurred in the month of March. And so that is not the perception. However, what might have fueled that perception is that there were more violence. Less numbers, but more violence.
Commissioner of Police Siddharth Prasad was the first to admit that the numbers are too high and way beyond what a society should accept.
And finally, federal agents in the U.S. are investigating reports that 11 commercial flights were impacted by lasers pointed at the cockpits as they flew over New Jersey last night. However, there was no word yet from Federal Aviation Administration that the incidents led to any accidents in the air or on the ground. More in this CNN report.
Now the feds are investigating, and you're looking at a breakout of all of the airlines affected. 3 American Airlines, 2 JetBlue flights, 1 Delta, 1 United. The list goes on there. We do know that all of the flights were flying at an altitude below 10,000 feet. So that means they were either in the takeoff or landing portion of the flight.
And that's our Barbados Today afternoon updates, but we'll be back again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 online TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Do have a great day.
Our valued partners for the BT Cropover Superstar competition: Flow, Banks, the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Izumi Media, and Liberty Store.